So guys, over the last few months, I have consistently lost about 1 to 2 kg every month with my regular diet, with my regular Nigerian meal. Okay, so guys, this is it. So you guys saw that earlier video where I was showing you how much weight I had lost. So in this video, this was the last time I wore this clothes, and I even had to loosen some of the inner part of the clothes in order to be able to wear it, and yet it was still very tight. I even struggled to walk. And the last time I wanted to try, which was some Sundays ago, I wanted to try it only for me to realize that it couldn't even fit anymore. So that actually shows that I have actually been losing some weight. But the most important thing is the fact that I have been losing it regularly without having to completely change my food. I just had to make some little changes and modifications to my food. Okay, so guys, let's get right into the video, because I'm going to be giving you all of the gist about how I have been able to achieve this. And since it's been regular, I hope that as I continue, I'm still going to be able to lose this weight gradually, and by the end of the year, I'm sure that I would have been able to hit my goal for the year in terms of healthy lifestyle and even my weight loss journey. Okay, so let's get right into it. My name is Blessing and I'm a doctor currently practicing in the UK, and on this channel you guys already know that I talk about health, wellness, healthy foods, healthy life, and I also share about my life as a doctor and also as an immigrant living in the UK. Okay, so in today's video, just like I told you guys, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys all the gist, how I have been able to get my body to this point where it's able to lose weight regularly, yet on my regular diet, without having to make any major or any significant change or having to switch completely to another type of diet. Okay, when it comes to weight loss generally, one thing that is very important to keep in mind is calories. It's a game of calories. So balancing my calorie intake and my calorie expenditure, I just have to find a way to achieve that, or even to get to the point of being in calorie deficit. So what I had to do was, number one, I had to reduce the number of times I eat in a day. So I went from the regular 3 square meals a day to majorly 2 meals or 2 major meals a day. So I have proper lunch and I have like my proper dinner. However, for my breakfast, I had to make some changes. So some days I do intermittent fasting, and some days I eat fruit. So what I do is maybe like 4 days in a week, I do intermittent fasting, which is that I don't eat until about midday, because I would have stopped eating since like 8 p.m. the previous day. So I have like this 16-18 window. So I fast for like 16 hours and then I eat for like 8 hours. So I do all my eating between 12 noon and 8 p.m. and then I fast from the 8 p.m. of the previous day till 12 noon of the next day. So that's what I usually do. So I start eating from like 12. So a lot of times I do that, and then I have lunch and then I have dinner. And some days, like 4 days in a week for that, and then the remaining 3 days I have fruit-based breakfast. Either I take it as smoothie or I make it as parfait with some yogurt, low-fat yogurt or 0% yogurt. And some days I do it with maybe I just eat my fruit. I don't add anything, just sprinkle a little bit of seed, and that is it. For my lunch and for my dinner, I had to reduce the amount of food that I eat generally, and most importantly, the amount of carbohydrate I take. Because normally our regular Nigerian food is high in carbohydrate, and a lot of times we are kind of used to, eat a lot of food until you are filled up. And so I had to make those changes. I started with reducing my food gradually. I did not make a big change all at once. No, I started reducing it gradually until now I have been able to achieve eating half of what I used to eat. So I reduced my swallow, I reduced the quantity of my rice. I tried to reduce my intake of bread significantly. So I only have bread like once in a while. Okay, so pasta is like a very regular food in our house. But what I had to do with my pasta was to add a lot of vegetables to it, and then I reduce the amount of pasta that I take. So I had to reduce the quantity of my carbohydrate and my food generally, and so I had to replace that reduction with a lot of fruit and veggies. So every food I eat, I find a way to actually introduce veggies. So for my pasta, spaghetti, rice, yam, all of that, I always include a side plate of veggies. Like I always find a way to actually add veggies and a lot of protein, and then I have just a little carbohydrate in order to make that food, in a way filling, and then I tend to drink a lot of water before and after the food. So that way is actually being able to help me. Initially I actually thought I wasn't going to be able to do it because I felt, oh my god, how am I going to cut down the quantity of my food? Oh, I felt I was going to get hungry easily, and then maybe I would have to eat more because I'm reducing the quantity. But no, that didn't happen. I actually realized that I was able to get through my day, the days I'm on intermittent fasting. I'm able to even go about my day without even realizing I had not eaten that morning. And the days I want to have fruit, I have my fruit, and I'm able to carry on with, my day until when it's time for my lunch. Those are like some of the few changes that I have made in terms of my nutrition. So I tend to have a lot of veggies, and even for my swallows, I try to do a lot of vegetable-based soups these days, and I tend to have a lot of veggies and protein, and then just small swallows, small carbohydrates. So that is the way I have been able to make that changes. So basically, in summary, I'm trying to say I have reduced the frequency of my eating to majorly twice a day. I introduced intermittent fasting for about 4 days in a week, and then the remaining 3 days I do fruit-based breakfast. So some afternoon, instead of eating like proper afternoon, I could do something like maybe an oatmeal pancake, and that is actually quite filling. So I have that as my lunch, and then I have like proper food, at night. So that's usually what I have been able to do in terms of my food. And also I have become quite intentional about cooking my food with healthy foods. So one thing I've been able to do significantly is to reduce my intake of saturated fats like butter, mayonnaise, all of that. I have had to like cut them down significantly, and even now I'm trying to completely do away with some of those unhealthy oils. So I'm replacing that with more of unsaturated fat like my avocado, my seed oils, and because oil is actually a high calorie food, I only use it when it is necessary, and when I have to, I try to minimize the amount of oil that I use. Then in terms of my protein, I'm actually finding ways to do more of healthy proteins. Occasionally I still eat my beef because I need my vitamin B12, and beef is actually healthy, rich in folic iron and a lot of other micronutrients, just that you shouldn't consume it in excess. So what I usually do is I try to fry it in my air fryer, and that way I'm able to extract some of the unhealthy oil and I discard that, so before adding it to my food. Then I try to eat a lot of fish these days, especially the oily fish like mackerel, salmon. So those are some of the things I'm also introducing to my food. Then so basically, those are like the changes that I have been able to make in terms of my nutrition. Now, the other side of it is physical activity. So guys, I'm sure if you have not yet seen that video, you can just check the link here where I said I started running. So sometimes ago I started running, but I couldn't keep up. But this time around, I have been able to keep up, and I did that using I joined the running program. So it's called the Couch 5K running program. So the whole idea of the program is that it's going to take you from not being able to run at all to running up to 30 minutes at a stretch. So right now I'm already in my 7th week. I'm almost done with my 7th week, so I have just a few. So right now I'm already running for 25 minutes straight without any stop or any pause. So that is actually one of the ways I've been able to keep up, and that's program in a way helped my consistency because I have like a goal I have to meet like every week, and there's somebody who is always there to keep encouraging you, keep telling you what to do. And so I'm actually really enjoying it. I thought it was going to be difficult. I thought I wasn't going to be able to keep up. I thought I was going to pull out of the program at some point, but eventually, actually I didn't. And right now I feel like, okay, I'm already in 7th week. I have to definitely get to the 9th week, and even after the 9th week I want to maintain that and probably even improve on that. So but having to run for 30 minutes straight in a day is actually a lot of exercise. So doing that for 3 times a week, that's like a vigorous exercise. 3 times a week, that's already like 90 minutes of vigorous exercise. I've even gone more than my weekly recommendation. So I'm just trying to say that I've become physically active. Then I do exercises too. I do a lot of abdominal exercises, sit-ups, crunches. Then I have also introduced some strength training exercises using my dumbbell, and very soon I'm actually considering maybe hitting the gym to use like heavier weights and all of that. But then I want to just get my body ready while I am at home and doing my own workout for now, and then get my body used to that, and then I can step up to the gym. So basically these are the things I've been able to do. Then another thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep up with my 5 portions of fruit every day. So some days I'm able to, and a lot of days I'm not able to, but I try to eat as much veggies and fruits as I can, because fruits and veggies are actually like low calorie foods, and so it's actually one of the ways by which you can beat calories. So going for low calorie options are actually one of the ways to really achieve weight loss. And there are also some foods, like some proteins that are low calorie, they are actually quite filling, such that if you have them, like beans, if you have them, you feel full for most of the day. It reduces your appetite, reduces the amount of food you eat, and automatically the amount of calorie you accumulate that day. So these are just the things I've been able to do, and they have been so helpful. Like, I can't even believe that I've been able to, like, I can't believe that dark clothes was going to be like that on me. And right now, I am even scared of trying some of my other clothes, because I don't know what they are going to look like, especially now that summer is approaching. And so this is just me trying to tell you that you don't have to do any special form of diet, especially if you're not in a rush to lose weight. If it's just, trying to maintain a healthy weight, or just losing a little bit of weight, or you don't actually mind losing that weight over a prolonged period of time, then this is something that you can actually do. Just make a little changes. But then if you're considering something quicker, something rapid, then it might entail maybe trying some other, serious weight loss diets, which also has its own cons. You get, a lot of times for this rapid weight loss diet, people are not able to continue with them because they are not like what they are used to. So it's just something they do for a short period of time, they achieve results, and then it gets boring, and then it's more like they want to switch back to their old life. And by the time they switch back to their old life, because they have not learned how to modify their food appropriately over a period of time, they eventually fall back and gain a lot of weight, like more like a rebound weight gain at the end of the process. So I think the most important thing is learning in your everyday life, what are the little changes I can make in order to make my food healthier, to make my life healthier, and in the process achieve weight loss. So I think that is actually the focus for me. If that is something you want to achieve, then I think you can actually try some of these tips that I've given in this video today. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a little from it. Feel free to drop your comments. I want to know what you guys think. Have you tried something like this before? Is there anything that you also tried that helped you that you can also share with us? Feel free to drop your comments, and also subscribe to this channel. Until I see you again, take care. Bye.